Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972, and on Monday, April 1st, 2024, I reached 2,500 subscribers. Now, that was about a month ago, as we are now in the month of May at the time of this recording. Nevertheless, I want to thank everyone who has watched my videos and subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it very much. And on this 2,500 plus subscribers edition, I am reviewing the Baijiali KK-9 multi-band receiver. It's an FM, TV, AM, shortwave portable radio. You can buy these on Temu for around $8. I bought mine back in March for $5.39 plus tax. And I figured, since this was the cheapest I've ever paid for a shortwave radio, I figured, why not give it a try? Here's the front of the box. Has the Baijiali logo here. Multi-function recording sound machine, even though it doesn't record. Super radio. It has three colors: black, silver, and gold. I got the one in black. That was the cheaper one. The gold was around $10. KK-9 compact size. Picture of the radio. 9-band with TV sound receiver. I think I know why they did it. It's because I believe there's still analog TV in some countries that are within the 76 to 108 megahertz range. I think that's why they did it. And let's see what's on the sides of the boxes. Some bullet points. You can pause and look at those. A UPC label. Baijiali. Made in China. Black, golden, and silver. And the model number KK-9 with the same bullet points. And then all the languages you can see here: English, German, French, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. Now, the box is actually a little sticky because they actually put some labels on the front of the box and then on the back of the box. Yeah, they stuck this label over here. And by the looks of it, it was shipped from China. So, definitely not shipped from the US. And this was the label on the back of it. So, yeah. And also the box is a little beat up. Now, what came with the packaging, you have a manual, which I believe is in Portuguese. Although you can get a PDF copy of the instructions in multiple languages from the Temu app. When you go and shop for an item, they make available a PDF copy of the manual, at least on the radios they do. And that was all the information on there, just this one sheet of paper. And of course, bubble wrap, although not a very good quality one. And here's the radio. Now, if you've watched my videos over the years, this radio looks familiar. It looks like the QFX R9 that I reviewed a few years back. And I wanted to show you some size comparisons, including the QFX R9. See how much it looks like it. The buttons, a little bit different. They have the band selector slide rule that they have there. I mean, so much of it is so similar. And then There's the XH Data D219 that I reviewed a few months back. So next I'm going to give you the dimensions. 5 1/8 of an inch in length, 3 inches in height, and a depth of 1 1/8 of an inch. Has a 13-inch antenna, a speaker grill of about 2 by 2 1/4 inches. The speaker size, my guess, is between 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inches, at least judging by the circle there. And then I'll show you what's on the radio. Baijiali model KK-9, speaker grill. And then there's your bands, FM, AM, and 7 shortwave bands. And then you have a light. You have a power light when you turn it on. It defaults to FM TV, but if you press the AM button, it'll go to AM shortwave bands, which is controlled by this band selector up there. And then DX local switch, which, like the QFX, it's useless. And then your AM, FM TV buttons to select the bands. And then you have this rather stiff tuning knob. Not very fun. And then you have your wrist strap. Nothing on the bottom. On the back, a screw to hold in the antenna. You have your band. FM 76 to 108 and TV 1 through 5 channel. Medium wave 530 to 1600 kilohertz, although I actually was able to get up to 1620. Shortwave 1 to 7 is 5.952 to 17.9 megahertz. And then DC 3 volts, AA batteries, it takes 2 of them. And then a diagram of the battery, how they should be placed. The positives go to the right on both batteries. And then a caution not to mix old and new batteries together. Then a case. The battery door is not captured, and that's where your 2 AA batteries are. Then you have your volume on-off switch. Headphone jack. Headphone experience. Some slight hiss at no volume, but once you put volume, it goes back up. And the sound quality, it's okay. DC 3 volt in jack. And the polarity is center negative. And then on the top, your 13-inch antenna. It only swivels side to side. It doesn't go around, although it can go straight up. KK-9, 9 bands radio with TV, 1 to 5 channel. Band selector switch for the AM frequencies, which is medium wave, and the 7 shortwave bands. And that's it there. What I'm going to do next is do some tuning, starting with the FM. Now, I gotta be quick on the FM because of music. I'm trying not to get copyright claims here. Current time, 11:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey, or 4 hours later UTC. It's DSP, so you'll hear those steps.
지금 바로 도움을 청하세요. 뉴욕 한인봉사센터 KCS 전화번호 718-886-8203번으로 하시기 바랍니다.
That is WNYZLD, the audio of TV Channel 6 on 87.75 megahertz. So if I can get that station, it's a workable radio on FM.
혹시 잊고 지내진 않으셨나요? Roberto. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels at the outbound Holland. Of course, all lanes closed and detour till 5 in the morning. Inbound, there's right lane construction, about a 10 to 15 minute wait. South tube's out at the Lincoln, outbound, about a 10-minute wait. Inbound, not too bad. The George, both ways. The lower
92.3 WINS FM New York City. That is a simulcast of 1010 winds.
10 minutes and breaking traffic alerts when they happen. I'm Kelly Dillon, 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Nothing surprises a New Yorker, except for the prizes you could win with the new scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. Play $10 million cash from the New York Lottery today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
I think that's WQHT Hot 97 New York City. That's 97.1.
Promotional giveaway. It's Yankees hockey jersey. Ahora, encuentre su plan en getcovered.com입니다. MEK 리그 학원에서 도움 말씀 주시는데요. 855에
98.3 W252CS Palisades Park, New Jersey. That is an FM translator of WXBK 94.7 HD3. Since they cannot simulcast since translators cannot only simulcast on AM, FM, or HD, not a TV channel.
마지막 이 어떤 과목이 Empire Outlets on Staten Island is the place to be this spring season for your
98.7 WEPN FM New York City. That's ESPN.
New York City and New Jersey residents shop outlets like Nike Factory, Levi's Outlet, Banana. You know you don't gotta New York City, the Knicks, they win again.
I said it's weaponized the CIA, all your organizations against us.
102.3 W272 DX New York City. That is a simulcast of 570 WMCA New York.
Courage to stand and fight.
That's right. Vote for Trump. 10-year, 100,000 followers. See you, like I said. Too much. You little dumb man. Wow. Wait.
And that is all for FM. FM reception, it's pretty decent. And with these DSP receivers, it'll lock in the stations, although with this stiff tuning knob, it's a little tough to tune in. But it does pretty good on good signal stations, and even the not as strong stations, at least on the FM. As far as the reception report is concerned for FM, 49 stations, 39 okay to good, and 10 weak signals. definitely this radio is better on strong and local signals. Definitely better for that. Kind of hit and miss for weak stations, but it can get them with some work. Now let's go to AM.
A side effect of Propecia. You know, unlike other medications that have side effects, that, you know, once you stop taking the medication, you stop having issues. The issue with Propecia was, sexual dysfunction, a number of different things.
Phone feeling good about it.
It's all good out here. Unfortunately, I won't be at the game for the next days. I have to head to Chicago. I'll be at Wrigley on Wednesday for the Cub game instead.
Now here's some problems with the AM that I'm going to point out to you. One, when you have loud volumes, especially on AM, it is not fun to listen to. Not really. You have to have it on low to medium volume. Don't have it on loud volume, especially on strong stations. And number two, there's crackling on some of my locals. WFAN has it.
Again, with the officiating, right? I remember I took a call one night and someone was like, "You sound like a baby crying about the officials." I'm like, I'm not.
And it mainly happens on AM. I don't get it on FM. Kind of reminds me of the Midland radios. No, they're AMs, at least the two radios I have from Midland that are AM FM weather band radios, the red ones. Yeah, they kind of have the same problem.
Another theme of my show tonight was the gambling.
Only this
Don't
one you
start.
notice it
Don't
more.
bother, right?
And of course, this comes in a moment where Brazil,
Yeah, I can't get Zoomer radio in this spot, but in another spot I did.
I don't want to fight. It makes you kind of give up hope. I mean, you're already like, I'm just
Way, the lower decks out, upper decks remain open.
I think that's CJBC, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So it does, can get distant stations, at least the stronger ones.
Center.
And now the forecast. For tonight, a stray shower or rumble of thunder will be possible through just after midnight or so.
Stand strongly. Play long. Take action. Call me.
need to bow down and say, Jimmy.
Here at home.
Ursula von der Leyen. China denies generating overcapacity and accuses
Stair, STAIR, at overcomerministry.org.
That's WWVA 1170, Wheeling, West Virginia.
Your contentions, your questions, or your comments, you just address
I know because they are brothers stare late at night for a couple of hours.
box 691, Walterboro, South Carolina.
Let's go ahead and pick celebrities to roast Tom Brady. So Kevin Hart hosted it, though. And who else? Yeah, Jeff, I don't even know who all the other people are.
1210 WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
You had Rob Gronsky.
There's danger of me.
Es el equipo que mejor ataca. You people who follow the commandments and the ordinances of the Lord blamelessly, and we're
WNSW 1430, Newark, New Jersey, Relevant Radio.
things. and Cleveland Institute of Music in his youth. Anderson was a pioneer in the academic world.
WWRO New York City, New York's BIN 1600. And that is all. Now, as far as AM is concerned, well, the two problems with crackling on strong stations, and also on weak signals, you kind of hear this chopping in and out. You really need a strong signal to, or at least a decent signal to receive it. I mean, it could pick up stations, but it takes a bit of work to do it, and you really need a good signal to pick it up. That's why there's chopping in and out of signals, as well as the crackling of strong stations. Now, during the day, I got 32 stations, 22 okay to good, and 10 weak signals, and it is selective enough that I can get stations like 600 WICC, 740 WNYH during the day. So, they're doable. I mean, I can get WTIC 1080 from Hartford both day and night. So, it's doable, but it's not the greatest on AM. And at night, 58 stations, 28 okay to good, and 30 weak signals. I mean, stations like KXEL is doable. That is Waterloo, Iowa. That's over 900 miles away. That's doable. And, WSB in Atlanta is another doable station I can get. So, it can get distant stations, but it takes work to do. And now, let's go to the shortwave band. So, what I'm going to do, gotta go to band 1.
God's going to bring the world. He's going to send us to hell. God would never do anything like that. The same thing Satan said to Eve.
And have been labeled a terrorist because of that. Praise God.
Let's see, 2.
xasan cumar oo loo yaqaano xasan daaro oo ka mid ah hogaamiyaasha bulshada ee gobolka Ohio.
3.
Israel. Thus says Adonai Yahweh, I do not do this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the nations wherever you went. And I will...
WBCQ, that is 9330 kilohertz. Monticello, Maine, it airs World's Last Chance.
And the nations shall know that I am Yahweh, says
Around your window. You might have to go several times around if you have a small window. And then use the other
8 and 10 hours, you just see. The SIM code was 54555.
Now let's see. Think we're at 4 now. Five. Yeah, you don't get much above the 11 megahertz at night. You might get something. Like the other night, got WRMI on 15,770. And then there's band 7. Now, here's a little surprise. I did a practice run of a review last night, and I picked up CHU all the way this high on the band. It's supposed to be on 3.330, 7.850, and 14.670 megahertz, but I'm getting it all the way up here past 18, so I'm wondering if it's just an imaging there, but it's a pleasant surprise getting CHU on this radio. And that is all. Now, I've tested shortwave. Even with the telescopic antenna, it does a decent job on strong stations at least. Now, if the station is a bit weaker, yeah, there's a little chopping in and out there. Now, as far as my final thoughts are concerned, FM is decent, AM's okay, and shortwave's okay. What I don't like about this receiver is you can't put it on high volumes because it really bothers your ears. It just doesn't sound right, probably because it's too tinny. So the sound quality is not so great, but then again, it's a $5 radio. The tuning knob, it's a pain to tune. I mean, even my hands are starting to hurt from tuning this radio. The DX local switch, it's useless as well. And I'm gonna say this, the quality control. There must have been something that either detached or shaken in there, probably within the speaker, but I haven't had a chance to open the radio yet. And it could be either on Baijiali's end or even on Temu's end, I don't know, so I'm not gonna rule it against it. But still, the quality control could have been better on this. But on the bright side, it did a lot better than the QFX, I'll give it credit. But I wouldn't call it close to what the XH Data D219 did, so I'm going to rank it somewhere in the middle. So, and I think I'm going to have to be a little harsh on this rating because of the quality control, the unpleasant sound, and that tuning knob. So, honestly, I can only give it a 4 out of 10, 2 stars, because of the knob and the sound quality, and, you know, even the flaws with AM. So would I recommend this radio? I would only recommend it if you're willing to just buy a cheap radio and mainly listen for FM, and shortwave as a bonus. Otherwise, I wouldn't get this if I were you. As a matter of fact, this is indeed a $5 to $10 shortwave radio at best. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notifications to be informed on upcoming videos on radio, DXing, reviews, and other radio-related content. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe, God bless, and 73s. Bye-bye.